Hello people, I'm Jabi Koei, joined by Megumi Kabe.
Konnichiwa.
And Megumi is one of my, I was gonna say one of my oldest friends, but
No.
we not my oldest friend, but we go back.
6 years, I think.
At least 6.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch my short film, Rost in Translation,
Rost in Translation.
she is my date in that short film.
こんばんは、ホワイトさん。
村松さん says good evening.
Good evening, Sakura. This is for you.
桜さんこんばんは。これあなたにです。
そう、ありがとう。
That's your favorite color, right?
あなたの好きな色です。
そうです。
And I brought sake.
日本酒を持ってきました。
Yeah, that was 6
And
years
so,
ago.
yeah, that was years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, time flies. So, anyway, we're looking at the teaser for Robert. It's a 4K teaser, but this is being shot in 1080p, so I apologize. This is starring challenging star Darshan and Vinod Prabhakar. And it's directed by Tharun Kishore Sudhir. And it's under the banner Umapathi Films. Sorry, I missed out on some of the other actors here. It's also starring Asha Bhatt, Jagapathi Babu, Ravi Kishan, and others.
Others.
So that's my middle name. Jabi Others Koei.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding. So, all right, that was silly. Before we jump into this teaser, please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notified every time we drop another reaction, review, vlog, short film, whatever. About 60% of my audience apparently is not subscribed. That 1.32 million subscribers, that is 40% of my audience. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So really, there's like 2.5 million people here. Anyway, here we go. Let's check this out. All right, here we go.
ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಮಾತ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ದಶರಥ ರಾಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾನಕಿ ರಾಮ ತಿರುಗಿದ್ರೆ
ನಾನು ಚತುರ್ದಶಕ ಭುವನ ಭಯಂಕರನಾದ ಲಂಕೇಶ್ವರ ದಶಕಂಠ ರಾವಣ
Oh my god. That was so badass. I liked it. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on. Happy birthday, boss.
Yes.
Okay.
So you enjoyed that quite a bit.
I did. I love motorcycles, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
There's a very obvious inspiration here, which is Mad Max.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I guess specifically Mad Max Fury Road because it's got that hyper contrast look to it. Fun random fact, by the way, if you look for the Blu-ray of Mad Max, they have a version that is like the Chrome edition or something like that, where you can watch it both in its native color form and in black and white. Yeah, they have a black and white version, and I'm not sure what that's about. Apparently, according to some of the reviews I read, it's different than just turning the saturation off on your television. I didn't buy it because I already own Mad Max on Blu-ray, but anyway, I love Mad Max. It's one of my all-time favorite films, and so to see something that's inspired by it gets me excited, and I definitely am intrigued and would want to watch this.
I want to watch it too.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. I
Yeah.
love how dark it is too. Like like grayish.
Yeah, it's intense contrast is
Yeah,
what they're also
I
going
love it.
for. And you're dealing with, I guess, a bike gang of some kind.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that's the best kind.
You ever drive
Oh my gosh,
motorcycles?
look at this dude. No, like my husband, but I want to take a listen to.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But look at that. I love the how, I don't know, the colors.
Right, they cranked up the contrast on this, and it's like
So
deep
pretty.
deep saturation, deep contrast is what gives you this pop look.
Yeah.
And it's really neat. I feel like this sort of look is not just Mad Max, but of all people, it's Michael Bay. He did this a lot with like all of his movies, going back to The Rock, Armageddon, Bad Boys 2, and all the Transformers films. It has that same sort of pop look, but in this environment, it makes it look even more intriguing, more interesting. And so I really dig all that. I'm really intrigued at the potential action that's gonna be in here. And you've got this badass star. Again, you were wondering earlier, like, because you said you didn't even know India does action movies, and
Exactly.
so you're seeing two
I know,
back-to-back
I know. Now I know.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. I love it.
You're gonna be watching nothing
It
but.
looks so cool. Like the way they, they shot all the action. Like considering it's kind of slow-mo, but it just doesn't look cheesy to me.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
It looks very well done. I don't know. I don't really know how to say.
No, it's okay.
It just doesn't look cheesy. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
You know, it's not like it doesn't make me cringe or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
but
the opposite
and
of
this
that.
too, I love this.
At the very end. With
Is this the end or?
This is the end of the trailer where the dude's
okay.
coming up with the head.
Right,
yeah.
right. Man, it's so creepy and.
But what they have,
awesome.
what they have behind the, I imagine he's the, I don't know who's the hero and who's the villain. I think he might be the hero. He's just
Which
like
one?
The guy who's holding the head.
Yeah.
I think that it's the case of him being sort of this doesn't play by the rules kind of hero.
Right.
The thing behind him is related to Hinduism. It's I forget what exactly it's called, but I've seen that many times when they're doing like celebrations and whatnot. That makes an appearance almost
And
every
it's
single
like 10
time.
heads?
I think it's like 10 heads,
Okay,
but
okay.
and so I'm not sure if there's any sort of relation to that here. They made some kind of
King.
reference.
Oh, yeah.
The King of Lanka.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that is because
Me neither.
I mean, Buddhism is a very simple thing. Hinduism is huge. It's
Yeah.
just like there's a lot of books in there, and so
Yeah.
I have no idea what that reference is or what it's pertaining to exactly, but it seems like there's a religious element here. In that regard, it minutely reminds me of Book of Eli with Denzel
yeah.
Washington because it also has that same sort of
Yeah.
desert look.
Yeah.
It's post-apocalyptic in a way, and there's religion involved. I
Right.
don't know how much religion actually plays a role here, or if it's just an offhand
Maybe,
reference.
yeah.
It could go either way. It might be very specific to the story. It might be intrinsic. I mean, sometimes you get that in Indian cinema, and it's pretty cool. Book of Eli, for those of you that haven't seen it, is about Denzel Washington trying to. I don't know how much I should say. He's trying to shepherd something across a desert. He's trying to get to a location, and so this guy ends up coming into his path who wants it from him. And that guy being Gary Oldman, and that's essentially the story. I don't know what is going on here other than there's a lot of cool action, takes place in a desert, looks kind of like Mad Max, looks kind of like Book of Eli.
So this is kind of like it's a teaser.
It's a
I was gonna
teaser,
say
yeah.
it's a teaser. Yeah, okay. That makes
But
sense.
I mean, even these high shots in the desert is very much Mad Max. If for those of you who
Right,
haven't seen it,
yeah.
you gotta watch it. I mean, the action is mind blowing. I think that this is smaller scale than Mad Max. I don't know exactly what they're after, what they're trying to do, but there's far fewer vehicles. But nonetheless, like I'm still very much intrigued with it. I still really want to watch it.
Me too.
So there's a lot of asses getting kicked in this. They have this whole montage of like gadoosh, 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 gadoosh. I wonder how much of this landscape naturally looks like that and how much of this is done in post. There's a shot here at 20 seconds, for instance, and you see the water off to the side. I don't think the water looks like that in its natural state.
No.
It's obviously like there's this orange tint that's being increased here, which gives it that kind of ethereal, interesting vibrance. I would imagine the water's a bit more blue than that.
Yeah, the sky's kind of blue though. It makes me think of, like you said, Mad Max too, because the DVD cover is
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you just kind of moved, yeah, right there. Like how, you know what I mean? Like the sky and in the desert.
Right. As I always like to say and point out, I feel for the stunt guys in this because the stunt guys are taking those falls, they're taking those hits, and they're slamming their faces into stuff and slamming their bodies into the ground. And they got to commit to that every single time. I really feel for the Indian stunt guys because I know that, like, I did an interview with Vicky Kaushal, who had to do his own stunts for his movie, and his dad was a stunt coordinator on it. And
wow.
Vicky Kaushal was like, "So where's my pads?" And his dad was like, "Did you see any of the stunt guys have pads?" And Vicky Kaushal goes, "Oh, all right, let's do this. Let's do this." And so I would imagine like a lot of these stunts you're seeing, at least half of that is pretty real. Like they're really taking those falls, really taking those hits for the movie, for the benefit of your entertainment. And so I'm always like, bravo stunt guys. It's
sacrificing
themselves, taking those injuries just for entertainment. And damn, does it look cool. Especially this shot right here at 20 seconds. Dude's taking that hit, and you see the sparks flying in the background. It's just so artistic. The shafts of light popping through. It looks great. Like, it's just that high, deep contrast, smoky look. Definitely exciting stuff.
pretty.
Someone is wearing a cross, and I don't know if there is... Someone's wearing a cross here, and I don't know if that's like an Indian related thing because over here it's obviously like usually Christianity.
Right.
And so Achara's walking across the room to go get a baby. So she was editing just now. Anyway, usually the cross is a Christian symbol of some kind, but in this context, I'd love to know from you guys in the comments if it is a Christian symbol or if it's some kind of Indian or Hindu symbol that we aren't privy to that we're not knowledgeable on, please educate us in the comments. Anywho, that wraps it up for this video. Be sure to check out Megume Kabe on the social media and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon so you get notified every time we drop another video. Check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, and interviews. I'm Jabby Koei. This is
Megume Kabe.
Peace
Bye-bye.
So, for those of you who are still sticking around and wondering, a close friend is dropping off their baby so I can babysit.
Okay.
That's what Chara's going to collect
She's
right now,
going to baby.
and I'm going to babysit for the next 2 hours.